Russian, Italian, Thai, Chinese, whatever, right? You would say, oh, anything. I can eat anything, I can go anywhere, I'm fine. So they will see you as being flexible, right? You can adapt to things, you can mingle with anybody. It's a good thing. So being indifferent in some situations definitely is a good thing, it's a positive thing. However, there are certain situations where being indifferent is not good. So like somebody, a big kid is bullying a small kid. A person is really beating the other one up. Or, somebody is raping somebody, or child molestation, any kind, sexual assault. There are situations where we really need to speak up for ourselves and also for the others who cannot defend themselves, for the weak or anybody. So I was driving the other day, turned on the radio, and I heard the speech on the radio. It was by our former president, Obama. He gave a speech a few days ago at the University of Illinois. So, right, whether you like him or not, or you agree with him or not, but one thing that stuck in my head, I really like it. What he said was, the real threat to our democracy is not one person with all the power in him. Not one person at the White House or anywhere else, or wherever else in the world. It's not one particular group, with all the lobbyists who can make all the laws. It is not one particular group of billionaires who can have all the influences in the world. Actually, the real threat to our democracy is ordinary people like us, every single one of us, individuals, being indifferent in the face of injustice. That stuck in my head. I was like, that's so true. Like, we might think like, oh, okay, we don't want to take sides. Or maybe in, situations happening somewhere else. It's none of our business. We don't have to care about that. It's not happening here, not happening at my house, not happening in my kitchen, not my business. We can just say that. We can just not take sides. You see two friends fighting, oh, it's fine, I don't have to, I don't want both of them to hate me. That's fine. But in some situations, speaking up definitely is required. And I see, actually, the words willingness and uncomfortable, I see it as like tied to the Me Too movement too. It's not just about women. It's the same thing for kids, men, anybody, right? Like when you are feeling uncomfortable about a situation, about a person, how you're being treated, how you're being touched, anything, any kind of, physical, mental thing, you need to be able to speak up and speak up for somebody else or for yourself. So today is 9/11. As you're writing on the dates, I hope that you realize that. I remember 17 years ago, I'm sure every single one of you remember where you were at on that day and what you were doing exactly when you saw the news on TV. Everybody saw it, or on the radio if you're driving, whatever. I remember it, 17 years ago, I was in Singapore watching news on TV. That time I'd never been to America, but it was my American dream. I really wanted to come here to study, wanted to be at a place where, all the freedoms is at, right? It's the best country in the world. Everybody has all the human rights and freedom. I wanted to be there. And I saw the news. It was definitely very heartbreaking. And so as the time moves forwards, and if you read news and stuff like that, you will see that, right? Just in Sweden the other day, neo-Nazi party, it's kind of a group is getting more momentum there. They're not saying they're winning. But what I'm saying is, wherever you are at, we have our brains, we have our education, we read things to be able to analyze things and see how things are and not being extreme. Not hating like one group of people, one group of religion because of a small group of people who did that, right? So being able to see that and being able to make a good judgment on it and being able to speak up, I think it's definitely important. And also, when you're feeling uncomfortable, being able to, willing to stand up and speak up, maybe to your boss, to whatever situation it is, don't hold back. And make sure that you are exercising your right as well. I think it's definitely important. So I was going to say, 17 years after I am where I am, I'll have to say, right here, everybody, I'm getting close to 40, here everybody at 18, everybody has a right to vote. I definitely, some people take it for granted. Actually, it's a privilege. Because there are so many countries in the world and so many people, millions, who don't have a right to exercise the human right. And so here we need to, whatever it is. So I try to vote in, local elections, or even for whatever, right? Instead of just like, hey, just going and just making your marks, it's definitely worth it to read all the ballot measures. What's going on in your environment, in your neighborhood, anything, and speak up. Thank you.